is that if one is faced with the necessity to retrain, or if one is required to re-engage in some sort of continuous education, it's because we've encountered some form of break in our expected career trajectory, right? So we've been made redundant, we've lost our job, the business has closed down, whatever, and all of a sudden we've reached this crisis point and we're having to retrain, or we're having to re-engage with continuous education. And yet, at the same time, we're also at a position where we're saying that the young generations that are moving through the school system, the academic system in general today, will not engage in a singular, unique career trajectory where they'll graduate, enter into a company, work their way up through the ranks of that company, retire, that they will have a portfolio of careers, and that this necessity to ensure that these lifelong learning structures are in place takes on all of its importance. And it's a mental cultural shift that's required to understand that learning doesn't stop when you finish school, or learning doesn't stop when you finish university, that from today onwards, it will continue all throughout your career, and it will be circular, and perhaps you will be brought back to sort of re-attend classes or re-engage in some sort of training program. But that's now part of the fabric of our sort of social economic society. And it shouldn't be a problem. And we, as sort of academic institutions, need to be able to engage in that, especially as the requirements are also continually shifting. And that's taking sustainable education, if you like, almost at a literal level. How do you make sure that education and educational processes are durable? You know, if I'm shifting between English and French, earlier we were saying about having to shift between two different languages. Sustainable, durable, the French say, they translate sustainable, you know. Durable. So how do you make sure that these learning processes, these structures are durable, that they evolve with their time and they evolve with the population, and that they're not just limited to the end of a sort of traditional academic cycle. And then I'm continually trying to develop analogies and different metaphors and imagery to try and translate these big strategical ideas into something that's perhaps more tangible. And what I like to say, coming back to this notion of academic discipline, is what would academic programs look like today from infant school, from 3 to 30, from 30 to 60, and from 60 to 90 years of age, if the academic disciplines were the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. So we wouldn't talk about English studies anymore, and we wouldn't talk about biology, and we wouldn't talk about physics or chemistry or history or sociology. We talk about the 17 development goals. And how then you combine our inheritance, our academic inheritance, the existing academic disciplines, how do you combine them to answer these objectives that are defined by the 17 development goals? And all of a sudden, we're conceiving differently the notion of interdisciplinary studies.
We have been working on internationalization of education, how to overpass the frontiers, the limits. Today, it was the very day of the Think and Do Tank, where the students, they have revealed all the studies that they have undertaken on sustainable education.
Sustainable education or education for sustainability are complex concepts that Sacred students sought to better understand in their research project through the support of the academic chairs of the Think and Do Tank, a think tank within the Alliance.